TK2LDCNews.
We are here in Powell with Mr. Adam Clyton Powell, and we are going to interview him and ask him about himself and his family. So, let's start. So, can you tell us about your career?
It's been mostly in government. I have actually served as a New York City Council member and as a New York State Assembly member. In other words, I have to go out there and give votes and get elected, representing this community where we are now, which is East Harlem, representing parts of Harlem and parts of the Bronx. So I did that for about 20 years. I also was an assistant district attorney. Those are the people who enforce the law. I came out of law school and went to work for the Bronx district attorney, actually. So I worked in the Bronx doing that as an assistant DA. And I also worked for FEMA, which stands for Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA. Currently, I'm a government affairs consultant, so I'm still directly involved with government, helping people meet their needs. And last but certainly not least, I'm also a candidate for Congress. The United States Congress is the highest level of government that we have in this nation. In other words, no matter where you live in the United States, no matter what neighborhood, what city, what town, what country, whatever, you have three levels of government. You have your city level, which is usually a city council, or I should say a local level, because in some places called a town board, and then you have in some places that are cities, then you have a city council and a mayor. Then you have your state level of government. Your state level is, the state where you live has a governor, and it also has state legislatures, usually called state representatives or state assembly members and state senators. Both of those I've served, as I mentioned before. And your third level of government, and this is really important but very basic, again, local level, which is usually a city or a town, state level, and your last level is the federal level of government. And federal means that it's just the whole country, so that's the president of the United States. Who's the president now?
Barack Obama.
Yes. And so he has to pass the laws and lead this nation with the United States Congress. You've seen the Capitol building, no? The U.S. Capitol building? Right. That's where the Congress works. So again, no matter where you live in the United States, you are represented by a member of Congress. They're called representatives, but people refer to them as congressmen. They're called representatives. And also, every state has 2 senators. So that's important. The representatives are divided by population. New York State, for example, has 27 representatives, but other states have only like 1 or 2. They don't have that many people. But a state like California, which is the largest, most populous state, has 55. So those are your 3 levels: local, state, and federal. And so I say all that to say I'm a candidate for Congress next year.
So, what's your favorite part of Harlem, New York City?
What's my favorite part of
Harlem?
Everything. It's like the history, the people, the culture. It's now also a little bit of a melting pot. The restaurants, the places, the streets, the festivals, everything. Harlem is probably one of the best known neighborhoods in the entire world, right? When you think about it, everybody in the world knows about Harlem. There are very few neighborhoods that you can say that about. I mean, I can't even think of another neighborhood. Maybe Beverly Hills, but again, very few neighborhoods are known throughout the world. Countries are known, cities are known, New York, everybody knows New York. But neighborhood, so it's quite unique in that sense, and it goes to show you the tradition, the history that is part of Harlem. That's why I love it so much.
Okay. So, what are some other goals you wish to achieve?
Just do the best that I can. I don't have like a specific particular goal, but I do believe that we should all strive to be the best that we can be. I guess that's a goal, and to help one another, and to help other people who may not have the same opportunities, or even if they have the same opportunities, they may have a need that you can help them with. So that's my goal, just to do right, to be the best person I can be and help others.
So, what's your favorite types of books to read and movies to watch?
Well, I enjoy all the books about my dad, my father and my granddad. He has an autobiography. My dad's called Adam by Adam. He has a biography that someone wrote about him. That's different. Autobiography, you write about yourself. Biography, somebody else writes about you. The biography was written long after he had passed away, and it was written by, and it's called King of the Cats. I also love the autobiography of Malcolm X. Again, he wrote with assistance from Alex Haley, I think was the name, who was great of Roots. And so it's a very good book about, you know, life in general, about the neighborhoods in Harlem that I love so much, and so on and so forth, and about Malcolm X's life. He was a very influential and significant figure. So I like books about people. I guess you can say that. I like books about individuals, people who have achieved something in life, people who are important, so that we can learn from them what they did and how they accomplished it. So those are some of the books I like.
What's your favorite movie to watch?
By the way, I also like, actually that's a movie too. One of the books that I like, which is also a movie, is The Old Man and the Sea. Because I love the water, love the sea, love fishing, and it just shows, you know, this old fishing man in Havana, Cuba, and his struggles, and he went out in a little tiny boat and caught the biggest fish that anyone had ever caught. So anyway, with my favorite movies, again, I like movies about events that happen in real life. Okay, I mean, I'll enjoy comedy. I'll enjoy one of those exciting movies, Star Wars, but it's not my thing. I like movies about things that happen in real life, so that like you learn something about history. So it can be about an individual. Again, Malcolm X had a movie. It's called X. I did a movie about my dad with Showtime called Keep the Faith, Baby, because he used to always say, "Keep the faith, baby." He was a minister, and I also enjoy movies about, again, events. So it can be about individuals, or it can be about events that happen in real life. So anything that happened in real life, I enjoy watching.
Okay, so what do you think about the Black Lives Matter movement?
Yeah, I think it's extremely important. I think extremely important that we as a people and others that want to join us, or everybody, just respect one another. And so to that end, this movement is about respect. It's about the fact that we should all treat each other with respect, no matter our different names, different heights, different weights, different skin color, different sex, you know, male, female. We should all treat each other with the same respect that we want other people to treat us.
So, you come from a political family. How is that like?
It's very exciting. And more than political, it's a public service family. Because, for example, my grandfather, my father's the one that was like really famous. There's a street in Harlem. I don't know if you've seen it, Clayton Powell Boulevard, in the state office building. It's like really tall, the tallest in Harlem. Yeah. Well, those are named after my dad and the statue. My dad was a congressman. I mentioned before, congressman. He was a congressman. More than that, he was like a civil rights leader, hero around the country and in some parts of the world. But his father, meaning my grandfather, before him, who I never met because he died 10 years before I was born. But my grandfather was a public servant. He was never elected as a politician, but he was a public servant in Harlem. And so I can honestly say, and that was he moved to Harlem about nearly 100 years ago. So I can honestly say I'm a third generation Adam Powell, public servant in Harlem. So it's very exciting and great responsibility that I enjoy.
So that was our last question. And
That was your last question?
Yes.
Oh, no. No, I'm kidding.
So I would love to thank you for meeting us here today.
Great, thank you.
So what are some things you want children to know about yourself?
Well, some of the things we spoke about, respect, integrity, public service, trying to do right, and trying to be the best that I can be, and trying to help others along the way. I think those are some of the qualities that everybody should have.
Okay, then thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And don't forget to follow us on Twitter. And we actually have an Instagram now.
Very cool.
At TK2LDCNews. So, see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye. Peace, love.
So we are TK2LDCNews, and we would like to thank Mr. Powell. So thank you if you're watching us. Bye.
Bye.
What do you want to do later in life?
Well,
You go
I
forward.
want to be an athlete, and she wants to be a journalist.
You want to be a journalist? You're on your way.
Or I want to be the first African-American female president.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's out of the world. So you athlete in what sports?
Well, I'm a triathlete, so I like all of
Wow, that's cool. You run fast or you run long? It's two different things. You run short, fast, or you run long distance?
that.
Short, fast. Cool. I'm scared of you. You'll catch up with me. I'm not that fast. But what else? Like swimming? Like swimming? I love swimming. I grew up like a little fish.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. So, and where you guys from? Where you go back to?
Washington.
Washington, D.C. Oh, that's the epitome of politics. No wonder you want to be a female president. Just
We made history because people get interviewed by a lot of grown-ups or adults, and we're the first kids that interview people. So
Interview from where? That's what made you.
From what?
From Washington D.C. and
Nice.
From the Hill Center with Colin Racine.
Wow. You should try to interview the president. Yeah. It's it's difficult. You may not get to it, but at least you can try. You can try to see if you can interview him. That'd be great. So Washington D.C. That's cool. If I get elected to Congress, I will spend some time in Washington. Like the Congress does. But I still live in New York. In fact, I live in the next block on 17th and 1st. But I would go to Washington, say on Tuesday, and then spend Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Thursday night, come back to New York. That's like half of the year. That's how that works.